think we might be there. So just one last quick test on both platforms to see if they're hopefully both live properly. That one looks good. Just double check I can hear things. It's not live, that is recording. That's the live one, yeah, okay. And the bot is now set up properly here. 300 spot running, good. So if I send the command from restream, this should show up in both chats. Works in Twitch. And there's the YouTube. Nice. Right. Okay, hopefully that's all the setup stuff done. I think that should be live though. Why is that not live? I mean, I can see it's live, so that's all that matters. Cool. All right, let's just give this a go then. So, yeah, basically just starting to learn Unity. All I've run through so far is the Start Learning project, which is pretty much just click on a few buttons, run a test scenario, and then you copy like a micro game that they've already made as part of the tutorial, and then you push that to a live website. So it's basically just been clicking buttons so far. There's not been any actual thinking about anything yet. Just going on to the next part, which is the Unity Essentials pathway. And we're currently up to getting started in the Unity editor. So this is going to show me how to make objects in the scene. And we'll continue on from there. So most of this session, I think, is going to be just following along through all the steps that are on the tutorial. Nothing too exciting, but I thought I'd stream it so that I've got some, just to kind of document the progress. Makes me a bit more accountable to keeping up with the progress rather than just thinking, oh, I'll do it sometime. And also I might be able to edit together to do a little bit of progress videos every now and then out of the live stream content. So hopefully that will be something worth doing. So create a cube. And that's the end of that step, okay. Some of the steps are pretty basic. But the thing is, I don't know what any of these settings do and stuff like that. I've played around a little bit with Blender, and I did do the standard donut tutorial from oh, what's his name? What's Blender Guru? I can't remember what his name is now. But yeah, if anyone's looking to get into Blender, that Blender Guru donut tutorial is tends to be the go-to for the first one. Definitely recommend it. I don't know if it's worth showing the steps for the tutorial as well. I feel like there's not enough viewing space though. Okay, yeah. Just gonna check you're still seeing that. Okay, in the hierarchy window, select the cube. Yeah. Use focus to focus on a cube, then zoom out a bit. What's focus? This focus? So right click, focus. Focus? No, that's C. No. Where is focus? So focus my here. I mean, we're basically already focused in on it, but it'd be useful to know if there's a specific... No? Let's undo those, because I didn't want to do that. How am I missing this already? It's got to be here somewhere. Do I double click it? Yep. What does it mean, just focus on it? Have I not done this yet? Okay, we might be going back to explore the Unity editor instead of the other one that we were looking at. Yeah, this is more useful. It's going to show me all the different screens as part of Unity. Okay. So we have hierarchy window on the left. We have the scene view in the middle, the project window at the bottom, and the inspector window on the right, and then with the toolbar across the top. Ooh, pretty standard. So the scene view and the game view is shared by here. Yeah. In the center of the default Unity editor is scene view. This is your interactive window into the world you are creating. You'll use the scene view to manipulate objects and view them from various angles. Pretty standard so far. In the default layout, the game view also appears. You'll use this to test your game. Hierarchy is where you can organize all the things in your project. These are game objects. If you add a game object to your project in scene view, you list it in the hierarchy. Oh, so you can add... how do you add in the scene view? No. Gizmos? No. Not that. Alright, well apparently there's a way to add in the scene view as well. If you delete a game object from a scene, it will no longer be listed. All makes sense so far. Project window at the bottom here. Project window is you can find all the files and assets available for use in your project, whether you use them or not. Project window works like File Explorer. Yeah. Difference between projects and hierarchy windows. Hierarchy is all the objects in the current scene. The project is all the assets available in the project. Okay. Inspector, where you'll find and configure detailed information about the game objects. When you select a game object, you'll see the components in the inspector. you'll see its components in the inspector. Components describe the properties of the game objects, and then the toolbar is always at the top with other things to use. That's fine. You can use the layout menu in the toolbar. I don't see a layout menu here. Window. Layouts. Let's change the arrangement of the windows in the editor. There are several layouts provided, and you can save your own layouts. Okay. Best layout for editor depends on what you're doing and your own personal preferences. If you're using Inspector a lot, you can dock it next to Hierarchy. If you're doing environment design, you want to see the scene larger. If you're editing the user interface, you want to make sure the game view is visible. Okay. We reckon use the default layout while you're learning Unity. Let's just have a quick look though. So we're currently on default, but oh, we had adjusted a little bit. This is now the default. But if we go 2x3, okay, so there's just scene and game, and then all the other config stuff on the side. 4 split. Whoa. Okay. Okay, so 4 split of the scene view. So you've got the, I'm guessing you got top, side, isometric, and front. Which one? I suppose this is front, this is side. That can be quite useful, I suppose, if you're working in 3D and you want to see all angles at the same time. Tool is one big game window with the stuff stacked on the side, or the scene window. And wide is, yeah, this is probably how I think I'll be using it mostly. But we'll just return to the default for the tutorial, just to keep it simple. Using scenes in your project. Projects in Unity are organized into scenes. Scenes are containers for everything in the experience you are creating. One way to think about scenes is as discrete experiences. For example, each level in a game could be a separate scene, and the game's main menu could be another. Okay. Oh, so all of the config windows, so like main menu, loading screens, that kind of stuff, will all be separate scenes. A Unity project can have one scene or more than 100, depending on its scope and complexity. There aren't any strict rules. Set that the project in Unity must have at least one scene. Review the scenes in the project. So at the moment we've just got the sample scene. Scenes in Unity in a Unity project are typically stored in a folder named scenes. So in here, this is our sample scene. Okay. Unity projects that we provide on Unity Learn often have this folder pre-created. If you're creating a project from scratch, this folder won't exist until you create it. Okay, well we've got that there, that's fine. Practice navigating the scene. Okay, so moving around the 3D view. So standard pan, move around, zoom, alt and drag. What? Alt, right click and drag to zoom. Okay, surely just, yeah, scroll wheel is going to be much easier than alt and right click and drag. That just seems a bit of a, I suppose it's for people who aren't using a mouse as well. Okay, right click normally is orbit. Holding alt and left click and drag to orbit the current pivot. Okay. Alt does, yeah, what you expect orbit to do. And focus When a game object is selected, select F with your cursor in the scene view. Note, if your cursor is not in the scene view, then frame select won't work. So, I don't know, that's not doing anything, is it? When a game object is selected. Okay, so we need that and F. Okay, right. So it has to be selected. So if we select the main camera and press F while we're in here, we'll focus on that. And then the light, we'll focus on that. And the cube, we'll focus on that. Okay. That is that. And then Alt for orbit. I wonder if... I assume... No, we don't want the pan tool selected then, because we can't interact. We can't interact with anything in the scene when we've got the hand tool selected. I think it's more useful to be on move, and then you can middle click to pan around. You can right click to do this. Alt and left click orbits, and Alt and right click. Well, you've already got zoom on the mat as well. And then we can focus. Focus, and then move around, and then zoom out. Okay. Bit better. Fly-through mode. You can also use fly-through mode to navigate the scene view by flying around in first person. Ooh. Right click and use WSD. Oh, that's... I feel like that's much better. As someone who's played a little bit of Minecraft, these controls, WSD, navigating around the scene might be a lot easier than standard Blender controls. Or the standard like 3D view options that you get. Hold shift to move faster. So, I think that might be better. We'll see. Okay, and then pan it. Focus, zoom out. Right, back to normal. Review the controls, review the tools even. Effective use of transform and scene navigation tools is an essential skill in Unity. With these tools and some practice, you can develop habits to get the results you want quickly and easily. Okay, so if you're in the scene without any game objects to practice with, right click and add a cube. Keyboard shortcuts for the tools correspond to the QWERTY. Okay, so I can swap between these different sections here using QWERTY. Okay. I mean, to start with, it'll be good to get used to that, I suppose. But I might stick with just clicking on it from time to time. It makes it a bit easier. Although I suppose if I know that I want to rotate. Oh, okay, it's these different controls as well. Okay, so pan, move, rotate. So if I pick an axis, yeah, okay. Resize, yeah. What's the next one? Oh, this is editing individual points. And this one is, oh, that's all of them together. So you can move it, you can resize it, shift it around, and move it around in space. Okay. And if I right click, then I can use WSD, have a little look around, which I think is just going to be way easier for this. Almost like game controls, actually. The Q's down, E's up. I assume I can configure all of this in a keyboard overlay somewhere as well. There. Shortcuts, maybe? Yeah, what's it normally in Minecraft? It's like space to go up, isn't it? What is space doing at the moment? Play animation, which is probably more useful to leave that on space. I'll just get used to Q&A. We'll see, we'll come back to that at some point. Oh, does it not show... Wait, do those windows... Yeah, it doesn't show any pop-up windows on OBS, unfortunately. No, that'll be alright. Okay, decent start. Y is transport tool to move, rotate. One gizmo, okay. Reach the transform tool. A gizmo appears that allows you to manipulate. So these things. As you manipulate these controls, the values in the transform component change accordingly. You will discover your own system for navigating the scene efficiently. Your system might be to rest the fingers of your non-mouse hand on Q, W, E, R keys to change tools, and rest your thumb on the Alt key to orbit. And move your index finger to focus. Oh, focus has 2 different levels. That's quite useful. And then, yeah, if we take... Oh. Okay, cool. Practice your Unity editor skills. Right, one way is just to practice. Create a new cube. Right. Use the move tool to move the cube. Oh, we've got that already here. We can just move it around in space. We go up or down. Forward or back or left or right. It's fine. Use the rotate tool to rotate it. That's easy. Use the scale tool to resize it. Use the transform tool to do any combination. So we'll rotate it around. We'll scale it out. And we'll make it a bit wide. Oh, a bit bigger. Right, we flip it over. And we should have this option here. This option here. You can see, and then we focus that in and move around. Yeah, you can see how, like, in 3D space you can create platforms to jump onto and all that kind of stuff. That is cool enough. Pan your view back and forth. Yep. Okay, zoom in and out. Cube in view. Yeah, it's just basic tutorial stuff now, I think. Orbit so you can see the cube in all sides. Yeah, all around. And we want to just orbit this way. If I do shift, it's a lot quicker. Whoa, very quick. Where are we? Oh, we were way below. Up. In, and we'll select this and focus it. Cool. Mark is complete. Unity editor tips and tricks. There's a short video I'm just going to listen to. I don't think it will be picked up by OBS, but So that was just basically a video from the Unity tutorial. What would they be? Like community managers, maybe something like that. Yeah, just basically saying start small. Maybe try remaking games that you like, basic games when gaming first started. All the standard recommendations. Okay, so that's that done. So now I can go back to this tutorial. So we're going to clear the scene. We just want to clear the cubes out of the scene. So I assume just delete, yeah. We're going to add a new cube, which is, I wonder if I can get myself back to zero, zero. Not really. Right, let's focus in on where we think the midpoint is. I think it's this cross here. Then we'll zoom out a little bit, and then we'll add a cube here. Yep, there we go. Much better. Right, focus in on the cube, zoom out a little bit. Use the move tool. Okay, this is just going to be the same stuff, but it's not going to tell me exactly how to do it. Yeah, so move the cube horizontally to make room for another cube in the same location. Okay, we're going to do this. Follow the process above to make a new cube. Add you, and you're going this way. And then what we're going to do is we're going to view from Z. Right click, we'll move across. And we'll try and go up a little bit so we've got a good view of those two. Yep. Something like that. That seems okay. Each cube is 1 unit, so a meter of a unit wide. Move the cubes so they're 4 or 5 units apart, but basically that already. Yeah, 4 units apart, because we've got the grid at the bottom there. Orient your view so you're facing both cubes. I've already done that. Use the scale tool to change the dimensions of one cube so it's rectangular instead of square. Okay, so scale was R and rectangular instead of square. We can bring this in as well. Use the rotate tool to the other one. Rotate so it looks like a diamond. So they want us to just do that. Use pan, zoom, and or fly through to move your point between the rectangular cube and so move your point of view between the cube and the diamond. So we want to be like down here. Yep. Use orbit view to turn the view around so that you see the rectangular cube by itself when looking one way and the diamond cube by itself when looking the other way. From this point of view, you should not be able to see both at the same point of time. So that's what we were already doing. Just natural response, really. In this exercise, you used all the tools and navigated to a specific location in 3D. When you can perform these operations easily, you're ready to continue. I'm assuming you're getting like bot messages in YouTube. I don't know what vor.red is. Okay, so they're just redirects. Let's make sure I delete those out of the channel. Does that delete off appear though? Can I delete these ones? That might have worked. But it doesn't delete in the overlay. Oh, it does delete in the overlay. That's good. Cool. Have I got to the end? I got to the end of that playlist. Right. What should we go with? Let's go with some lo-fi. I'm basically just using the Stream Beats playlist from Harris Heller. I know that in Twitch I've probably still got the panel saying chill hop, but just as a bit of variety, I'm going to use Harris Heller ones as well. Okay, for extra practice, here are some maneuvers to try. Get an aerial, top-down, or underwater bottom-up view of the cubes. Right, this should be nice and easy. Top-down. Actually, you can just click on this, right? Yeah, there you go. Even easier. And then we pan there. And then if we click on it again, no. You go here and then here. That's the bottom-up view. And then if we go back to an X view, we want to go higher. So we right click and click E. Look around. Add more parameters and arrange them to build a snowman, house, car, or other prototype. Let's try. So let's do our nice easy snowman. We want the multi-tool so we can move it around easily. Yep. Put this snowman in the middle. I'm guessing Control C and V is something that's going to work. Oh. Looks like it is. No, I want you. Right. And then I want. Oh no, I don't want that. I want this. Let's select both of them. Let's move them both up. Let's move them both closer to us. They need to go up a bit more. We don't really want them on this rotation. And then in a bit, you can be all a bit smaller. How can I see where the ground level is? I suppose it's going to be up to me to put like a plane on the ground. Okay, so basic snowman shape. Oh. Navigate around like this. We reset the orientation a bit there. It should be easier to move it down. And then I suppose if we wanted to get a little bit more snowman-y, we can bring it in a little bit like this. Have the head a little bit more squished. And then, what else do we want? I wonder if we can... How would you narrow one end of... I think you feel like a carrot. Can't hit it one face. Yeah, I don't know how to do that yet. So what else could we do? Plane, quad, take, ragdoll. Suppose we do little ones for the eyes. A lot smaller. And eyes and buttons. Oh, it's miles away. Right, bring it this side. Bring it this side. Right, and then shrink it all the way down. All the way down. How do I... This resizes all of it, doesn't it? Yeah. Something more like that, maybe. And then move. Do it very quick. Z plane there. Yeah, look. This is where the quad view will come in handy. Because what I could do, I bet, if I go to this quad view. Yeah, if I zoom in on all of these. Pan across a little bit here. And zoom in here, pan in here. Then it's going to be a lot easier to position this. And really get the right shapes of things. I want to resize this guy so he's not quite so offset. This guy we want to move. Oh, no. A bit further back on here. And then this guy. How do I change the color? Materials? No. Oh, we're default shader material, that's why. No, maybe that's not it. Material. Nope. Where do we think color options are going to be? It's probably in this material section, isn't it? I can't click this. Game object. Light, audio, visual, UI. Text button, canvas, okay. Effects, physics, no. Rendering, type, layout, playables, miscellaneous scripts, UI. Yeah, it's going to be in here somewhere. But I don't know where that is yet. So, let's just move this guy. Do it on here. Basically, if we resize it. Gonna look a bit bug-eyed for the moment. Let's go back to the normal view though. Window layouts, default. Zoom in, focus in on this. We'll come out a little bit because we stretched it a bit too much in that direction. That's okay, and then we'll copy this. We'll paste another one, and then move it. And what's the bet that's come forward? Yeah. Yeah, it's difficult to move things in a 3D plane on a 2D surface. Right, so it's probably better to do line by line like this. And then are we sunk in here? Looks like there's some overlap there. Okay, and then if we could, we would probably change those to be black for bits of coal or stones. But yeah, okay, fairly comfortable with that. Line up several primitives in an obstacle course and use fly through to fly around them. I'm not going to do that because I'm comfortable enough with that. Next steps, congratulations on learning basic skills for the Unity editor. These are skills that will become second nature to you as you on your creative journey in Unity. Next, you'll learn how to customize Unity features and manage assets in the package manager. Okay. Continue. Up next, get started with the package manager. In this tutorial, we'll guide you through the basics of the package manager. There is one package that will be useful to you later in this pathway, and we'll show you how to install it. If you want to explore the topic in more depth, you can review the packages topic in the Unity manual. Okay, we'll come back to that if we need to. What are packages? In the simplest terms, packages are small collections of Unity features or assets that help you do different things in your project. This includes both core features of Unity that are installed by default alongside the editor, and additional packages that you can install in a project when you need them. Packaging different features together reduces the initial download size and time required to install a Unity version, and this means you can customize the editor to meet the specific needs of your projects. You can manage the packages in the Unity editor using the Package Manager window. You can also manage the packages in Unity editor using the Package Manager window. You can also view asset store packages you have downloaded or installed there. In this tutorial, we'll guide you through the basics of the packages and the Package Manager. Check the manual if you want more detail. Open Package Manager, go to Window, Package Manager. Yeah, this is not going to show up. I might change the capture then from it's not window capture. I suppose I could do that'll be alright. If I do capture, display capture, and this will be monitor 1. Okay. And what we'll do, we'll replace that for Unity config, get rid of that. We'll put that in the background instead, and then you can see the windows when they pop up. Yeah, that looks okay. I think as well, what I might do is change the Spotify overlay. I'm just going to shrink that down and then expand it a little bit so you can see a bit clearer what it says. I don't think that's going to cover anything there. Cool. Right, back to tutorial. By default, the unit will show the Unity registry listing all available packages you can use to enhance the editor. There are quite a lot. I mean, I'll probably go with Visual Studio Code, because that's what I use normally. Should you ever need specific information about a particular package, you can find each package documentation in the manual. Might need more custom tools to achieve your goals. This is possible both through third-party plugin integrations and creating your own in-editor tools. Keep this in mind as you become more experienced. Your possibilities are limitless. It's quite useful to know. View your in-project packages. In the left-hand corner of the window, in projects, yeah. View your filter to show just the default packages for the 2D or 3D template you've selected. Add a package to help you share your work with others later in this course. Scroll the list of in-project packages. Check if you have WebGL Publisher, which we don't have. Right. Okay, so this is the registry with all of them. There's a line here. So this is the one they're talking about. If you have the package, you can see the checkmark icon. Then you have the latest version. You can skip the remaining steps. If you see the arrow icon, you can update this package to the latest version. So that's what we saw here. There's an update available. Okay. So let's just update that while we're waiting. It's probably quite quick to do updates for small packages like this, I'd imagine. Yeah, very quick. Okay, and then, because we don't have it, we need to go here. Do not have WebGL package. Return to the Unity registry and select the install button. And if we go back to the in project, we'll see it installing. Mark is completed. Review your assets. Another useful feature of the package manager is the My Assets section when it's finished installing. Just checking those, that's fine. In the left hand corner, so here, My Assets. Sign into asset, access your asset. Refreshing packages, okay. See a list of assets used in your project, plus any assets you might have imported into Unity already. Later use this window to bring new assets into Unity to use in your own projects. There are no packages. Okay, because I've not got anything in this at the moment. That makes sense. Can I add? Okay. Not at the moment. You've had your first look at the Unity Hub, Editor and Package Manager, 3 essential toolkits in Unity. You completed the tutorials in this mission and are ready for your first quiz. Continue project summary. Okay, there's just lots of things saying I've completed part of the tutorial. Actually, I can bring it across to here, I suppose. Just not show that. That'd be alright. And then like rate how good the tutorial is, all that kind of stuff. Right, and then we get started with the quiz. "15 minutes, 5 questions. Quiz will test your ability to install Unity, create and manage Unity projects, and install and identify and use basic features. You need 4 out of 5. Okay. Role of Unity Hub. So the Unity Hub is this. Oh, where is it? This thing here. Just for if I haven't shown it on screen yet. So an overview for your projects, your install, where to learn, and how to interact with the community. So create and manage Unity projects, track and install versions of Unity, and engage with the community. So it's all of the above. What is the relationship between hierarchy window and the scene view? When a game object is selected in one, it's also selected in the other. Yes. They both display the contents of the current scene. Yes. So all of the above again. What is a scene? It's not a snap. I suppose it's a snapshot of 3D space. I feel like this is the best answer. One environment level or display in your game. So you don't have that when they're saying about having like your menus and stuff like that on separate scenes. I think that's what they were saying at least. I think as well, let me just sort out my stream elements. Stream elements, but I just don't want it repeating the commands all the time. Chatbot timers need lines of chat to repeat. Let's add. Let's try that. Swap over to the other one. Chatbot timers. Edit. Do that. Okay. Right, hopefully those messages won't keep reappearing. What's happened with OBS? Oh, because I've got shortcuts linked to my numpad. It's right there. Okay, so a session of gameplay, the space viewable by the camera. I don't think those are accurate. I don't think that's the accurate one. I think it's this one. What happens when you select a game object in scene view? Its components appear in the inspector window. Why do you need a Unity ID? I'm going to assume all of the above. Let's submit. Yay. I'm guessing that was, yeah, nice. 5 out of 5. I'd be a bit worried if I failed the the intro tutorial quiz. But yeah, just double check on this one. Scenes are containers for everything in the experience you're creating. It's discrete experiences. Each level in the game and the game's main menu could be another. Yeah. I don't want to retake quiz. Where's my next? No. Where did we get to then? Let's dock that back over there. Let's go. Right, go back to Unity LAN. Unity Essentials. So we did the assessment there. Okay, now we go on to this one. Yeah? Start mission. Yeah, okay, explore Unity. Mission briefing. Yeah, you won't hear this, I don't think, because OBS won't be picking this up. Cool. Nice simple thing. Explore the different roles available for hobbyists and professionals who create with Unity in different industries. No, I don't already know this material, so let's jump straight into real-time creation. Right, term real-time is frequently used by creative industries. Really clearly explained, the ability to work in real-time environment is a major draw to Unity for creators across different industries. Okay. Real-time describes how quickly an image is rendered or displayed on the screen. Render images so quickly the person can freely interact with the project. Okay, so that's where we're interacting with the scene environment. The single still image might take several minutes. Get the look they wanted. Creators had to wait a long time to see what they had created. Oh god. I'm so glad I wasn't doing stuff like this around that time. Offline rendering, which we're not doing at the moment. Offline rendering can't be used for interactive media such as video games, because the user expects to control what they see and do. Okay. So Unity today is capable of rendering things physically correct. For project details from real-world visual accuracies and interactions, it's often a design decision rather than a limitation. It's not one-to-one yet, but will be far sooner than we expect. Than most expect. So from Heretic, a short film used in Unity using out-of-the-box features. Oh, go on then. Gotta watch the short film. So this is all created in Unity. Pretty cool. I'm just gonna skip through some of this though. We're on double speed, isn't it? Well, if you want to watch it, there's the link to it. Look quite interesting how they did that. I imagine that took a lot longer than a simple project though. Unless a project specifically requires a quality level that can only be achieved with offline rendering, the benefits of switching to real-time are significant. In fact, creators who move their projects from offline to real-time remove weeks or months from the production cycle and give themselves more time to experiment. Cool. Next steps. Real-time development is beneficial. With Unity, creators can create highly realistic, physically accurate scenes for both passive and interactive media. So you can use Unity for making videos and stuff like that as well, by the way. Real-time development is beneficial. Users can create highly realistic, physically accurate scenes from both passive and interactive media. Cool. What is real-time done? Okay, so now we're going to have different things to level up. That was good. Next step. Let's go. Unity began its life as a game engine, but evolved to be a creative tool that's used by many different industries. But instead, it still retains its game engine roots. And the story of how and why it was created provides insight to why it works and the way it does. Which is why the term game engine means you're not alone. Yeah, no, know what that is. The process of creating a game is a great deal more complicated than it appears on the surface. Doing a lot of things in the background. Now think about creating content rather than just reading or viewing it. If you've ever written an email, you know that you personally don't need to understand the universe. Yeah, okay. Game engine, just a complicated thing with all the different parts of a game together. Like an operating system. Yeah. What do you do? The creators put together everything that the user will experience in the final product. If that product is a game, the creator designed gameplay, such as jumping on platforms. If it's animation, devises the action being recorded. If it's VR, if it's a VR architectural visualization, the creator builds a photorealistic environment that the user will walk through. Cool. What don't you do? Inside a game engine, you don't create assets. Objects and sounds are the building blocks of the interactive experience. Instead, assets are created in specialized external programs called digital content creation tools. Right, okay. So we're not creating any assets inside of Unity. So we'll need to be using things like Blender. Which is going to make things a bit more complicated. I have to learn how to use Blender properly. But that's okay, we'll give it a try. Or we outsource that bit. So 3D models, so Maya, ZBrush, Blender. Obviously Blender is the freest version out of all of these and probably one of the better ones, I think, personally. 2D Substance Painter, not heard of that. But I think we'll be looking into pixel art stuff for any 2D stuff that I do. And with that, there's a program called Sprite, which is quite good with that. So audio, again, sound side of things I think is going to be quite tricky. I do have Audacity though, so I might be using that. And then IDEs, I use Visual Studio Code for most of my code when I'm programming. And then yeah, Unity for now. And we might check out Unreal later down the line, but keep things simple. Although learning to use DCC can be an excellent skill to have, you have to build every asset in your projects from scratch. Hundreds of ready-to-use assets created with DCCs are available through the Asset Store. Some of them are even free. You can download and import assets directly into your product using a link between the Asset Store website and the package manager in the Unity editor via your Unity ID. You can download and import assets directly using a link between the Asset Store website and the package manager in the Unity Unity ID. Okay, yeah. They'll show me how to do that. First started by developing a game. Released the video game Google for the Mac. Year after the formation of the company, then called Over the Edge Entertainment. The game was created with an engine that they built from scratch, with the intention of licensing the engine to other developers. Most companies used their own in-house game engines, sometimes building one from scratch for each game. Ooh. Any core changes to the game concept might end up requiring a rework of the engine, meaning it takes longer to release a sellable product. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be creating a game engine from scratch. I think that's going to take a lot. That would take a lot of effort for most people. Just the history of Unity. Social component as well. Yeah, affordable and good experience for developers. Smart. Right, okay. Nice. On to the next bit. It's interesting to read up on their history. Right, what can Unity do? Unity allows creators to quickly iterate and collaborate on the project with their colleagues. So yeah, obviously gaming is probably the main industry that uses Unity. Made with Unity makes up around 50% of what's available on PC, console, and mobile platforms today. Wow. I didn't realise it was that much. I mean, I suppose it makes sense. So if you enjoy playing games, the odds are. I mean, we've got to have a quick look at the games. The Kerbal Space Program, Ori and the Blind Forest. There was LA Noire, I think. Don't know what this one is. Is this Titanfall? No. Don't know what that one is. Empires of Sin. Oh, it wasn't LA Noire. Just looks like it. GTFO, yeah. I just realised it was probably told us what the Titanfall like one was. Phoenix Point. That's pretty cool. Roller Champions. Made up their own sport. Wasteland 3. Might find some nice games here to pick up and play as well. System Shock 3. Oddworld Soulstorm. Cool, I remember playing Abe's Odyssey on there, like, what was that on? Was that on PlayStation 1? Kerbal, obviously. Nice. Media and entertainment. Film, animation, advertising. In 2019, 65% of the content at Sundance was made with Unity. Have a quick look. We're not in any rush here. Oh, captions unavailable. Sorry. Architecture, engineering and construction. Space 3D spaces and visualization, yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna watch all of this stuff. Augmented reality. Basically whatever you want it to be. Nice. Alright, let's have a quick look at what we can experience in Unity. Some people are having issues with it. Okay, yeah, so some interactive learning by giving you a tour of a PC. Do we have the fan? The fan's not selectable. Cooling. Cooling's important for a PC as well. Not just these bits. But yeah. Which question? Which device stores the files in the SSD? Yay. Provides electricity, the cables, yay. Select the GPU, yay. CPU, yay. RAM. And the motherboard. Done. You did all questions. Hey. Right, back to the hub. So really, like you've got this little overlay here, you should probably have that overlay on the menu items there. There's nothing to load in this one. Okay. Yeah, it's just taking you around to that bit. We do the training, vehicle configurator. We can change the paint, you can spin it around, change the wheels, wheel color, and the interior color. Just is that based on the one we've got selected? No. Cool. Okay. Animated film. Let's watch our movie. down a little bit. Nice. And then whatever game we've got in here. I'm assuming, yeah. WSD space. Oh, so that'd be going up a level there. Cool. Retransformed. Can't jump back up there. I feel like there's not much to this game. It's just a demo. Oh, cool. Can't interact with these people. Yeah, nice little demo. Cool. Next steps. You learn more about the people. I think we can skip through most of these though. It's interesting to know, but it's not going to be part of the journey that I'm going to go on going through game design stuff. How long are these? 3 minutes. 1.5 minutes. Yeah, just how people get involved in them. I think what I'll do is I'll skip this bit and I'll come back to it. So I'll watch that offline probably. Continue without marking complete. Yep. Okay, we go. I think we might be going back into the editor finally. Okay, we've done those. We've done those. We did this. We've already done that. Default 3D scene, main camera, and directional light. Yep. Okay, work with game objects in the inspector. Right, back to here. And I suppose we can stick with our current scene. So it's saying select a cube. Look at the object's properties. So yeah, as we've already done, we've done some rotations, we've done some scaling, done some movement. If we swap to like where is it? This one, and we scale a certain pace, you can see the X scale factors are changing, and we can reset it to 1. Mesh. Don't know what we're doing with that. Mesh renderer. Shadows, okay. Okay, cool. Each section of the inspector represents a component, which is a set of properties and behaviors of the selected game object. Some objects are built in. Primitives like the ones you see here. Later you add more components to the game object for more sophisticated properties. Unity uses a Y-up coordinate system. This means that the editor screen space, the Y direction is vertical, X and Z are horizontal, and yeah, that's pretty standard, I think. Okay, so press F to focus on the cube. By default, the move tool is selected. This and it's gizmo. Let's go back to the move tool. Yep. What we'll do actually, we'll put a new cube in. Let's zoom out. It's a new part here, and we'll add a new cube, and we'll just put it back to default stuff. We're going to focus in on this. We're going to zoom out a little bit. We're going to hit the move. No, didn't want that. We want the move tool. Oh, right. That's useful. Is it just 2? Okay, no. I thought that was giving me a flat side of the view. But I think it's doing something else. Okay, with the cube selected, change the scale of Y to 4. Boom. It's now 4 meters tall. Doing that as needed. Right click cube in the hierarchy window. Select 3D object sphere. Okay, so you can edit, you can change what it is. Oh, what? Sphere within. The sphere is a child object to the cube. These objects are now linked. You can operate on them as a unit. Okay. The sphere is inside the cube where you can't see it. Select the sphere in the hierarchy and the gizmo will appear so you can move it. Okay. That would be quite good for creating more 3D shapes. So yeah, if nothing's selected, we've now got like a pod on a wall or something like that. Anyway, so they brought it all the way out in their example. Its initial dimensions are based on the parent. Select the parent object and move it. It moves both of them together. And then rotate does both of them together as well. That's quite useful. Transform will also do them both together. Cool. To remove the parent-child relationship, drag the sphere in the hierarchy up to the previous level. Both objects appear as independent game objects in the hierarchy. Cool. Now you've seen how to add simple objects called primitives to your scene. You've seen the way these game objects are represented in hierarchy and inspector windows. You're ready for a practical exercise, building a structure using primitives. Go on to the next one. Create a structure with primitives. 45 minutes. Oh, I might go through this and then wrap up, I reckon. So that'll be around about, well, we'll be gone 3 o'clock. Probably time for some sleep. Alright, just show what we're looking at. This is what we're looking to build. Let's go there. Okay, you'll build an architectural game object made up of multiple primitives. This exercise will give you a firm grasp of how to create and manipulate game objects. It will give you practice navigating around a scene. Here's the structure you'll build. Quite an interesting shape. As you build this structure, you might want to change your view of the scene to make sure game objects are aligned. Yep, how to do that. So we'll create an empty object. The placeholder object that we created in the hierarchy does not have visible representation and can act as a container for other game objects. Okay. So I think what we're going to do to start with, let's move to a new part of the scene again. Actually, let's select all of these and we're going to move them. Oh, no, everything but the lights. Let's move them off to, actually, let's go that way because we are going through these, aren't we? Let's see, if we look at the x-axis, get these two lined up properly. Why are they all rotated as well? I wonder if there's an easy way to make a... Oh, of course there is. Just putting zeros here, right? So actually, if we select everything, that's good enough. That's fine. Right, and we'll fly back to our center point, right about there. And what we're going to do now, I wonder if we can group things. So we can select all of these and group. Create empty parent. Oh yeah, right. We can hide them, aren't we? Right, create empty. That's what it's asking us to do at the moment. Rename this object to monument. Monument. And we'll swap to view of it. Focusing on it. Okay. Select this new object in the scene view. With the inspector, reset the position by selecting the three dots and selecting reset position. Right, that's quite useful to do. This sets the position of the center of the game object to 0, 0, 0, aligning with the center of your scene. Mark of completed. Create the steps. In the hierarchy, right-click the monument, select 3D object, create a new cube child. Rename this floor. Right-click and select duplicate, which is also Control D. 6 more times so you have the original floor and 7 duplicates. Okay. Control D. Yeah. 7 duplicates. Okay. 8 floors that are children of the monument. We've done this. Transform the steps. Select the first floor child and transform the component values into the in the inspector as shown below. So 20.2 at 20. 20.2, 20. It didn't like 0.2. It does like 0.2. Okay, this is much bigger than I expected. So this game object, we're just going to move a bit further away. Okay, and then we're going 18, 16, 14, so on. So steps of 2 all the way down until we got the steps of the monument. I wonder what we do. So if we select all of these, we want 0.2 in all of these. Oh, but we got offsets as well. There must be a way to like programmatically do this. Programmatically. Okay, so 1 we have 0.2 up, and we were 18 by 18. And then 2.4 up, and then we're going 16 by 16. Oh, this is going to be annoying. Because I've got my OBS jumping to different scenes. Let's quickly change those settings. I've got hotkeys set up to switch scenes, and they're all my numpad. So as I'm typing things with the number, it's moving those around. So what we might have to do is do control and number. Cool. 7. Okay. So now, as I'm typing, hopefully it doesn't switch around. So we're going 0.6. Yep. And I think we're up to 14 by 14, weren't we? Yep. And 0.8. So 12 by 12. Oh, where am I now? Oh, yeah. And then this will be a Y of 1. I'm going 10 by 10. 2 more. 1.2. 8 by 8. And 1.4. And a 6 by 6. Nice. Okay. Why have we still got a cube there though? Oh, that's just the middle of our move option. So if I swap over to like, oh no, don't want to rename it. Let's swap over to this view when we have something selected. You don't have the cube in the middle. That's fine. Okay. Cool. So now we have our floor. We have the steps of the monument. Next step. Create the walls. Okay, so we're adding another cube into this. I'm going to call it wall. And we're going to give it a position of minus 6.5. What does minus do in my... I feel like minus is set up for something in OBS as well. But hopefully, I'll keep an eye on it. Hopefully nothing happens. 5 and let's do 6.5. Rotation, we have 0, 45, 0. And the scale we have 0.2, 10, 10. So this is our first wall. So if we move around this to the side, you can see it a bit better. And I guess we are duplicating it 3 times and change the transform component values. Let's see if we can do this without looking at the values they give us. Right, so we want walls on each of these components. So if we look down from the top, we can see where we are here. Let's not do that. Let's swap over to this. We move our directional light. Is that even... Ah, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. So the directional light isn't actually like where I'm placing it. It's just like an overall theme. So we can have it like more middle of the day or later on in the evening based on what angle of attack we've got the light coming down. I can reset this, can't I? Reset position. Reset rotation. No. No, I don't want to reset rotation. Oh yeah. Okay, what are we doing? We're moving these. Okay, so it looks like we've got minus 6.5 and plus 6.5. So we just move one of these like this. And we rotate this by 90. Yeah. So we can do minus 45. Or 135? 135? Yeah. Should be the same as minus 45, right? Yeah. That looks the same. Yep. Okay, and wall 2, we're going to move you to minus Z. And it's the same angle, 1.5. And then wall 3, we're going to do the same direction, but 6.5 here. And now we've got our 4 walls set up. Cool. nice, interesting object. I suppose you can basically create 3D objects out of this, though. I wonder if it's much more intensive using object setup like this rather than creating an object in Blender, bringing that over. Okay, now I have 4 walls at 45 degrees. Yes, we do. Are these minus 45? I might do that just so I've got the same as them. And that'll be this one as well. Minus 45. Cool. Create a roof. Name it platform. Right, new. What are we doing? A new empty game object. Create empty. We call this platform. Okay. We're dragging all the floors into the platform. Got this just for organization by the looks of it. So really what we're looking at is if we then resize this whole object, we just reset this. So yeah, we set the scale of this is 10 in that direction and 10 in that direction. What we end up is with this massive but low wall option, and everything gets affected equally, which is a nice easy way to edit. Duplicate the platform object. Okay, so we're making it a roof by just copying this. Oh, no, wait, I can just do Shift D. Nice, okay. And then we're going to rename this to roof. And we're going to offset it. So how tall are these? These are 10 meters tall. Is that what they were meant to be? Yeah, they're 10 meters tall. So for our roof, we want our Y offset to be 10. We want our rotation of Y to be 180. Not of Y. Rotate around Z or X. Because Y is the upwards direction here. It doesn't matter if it's Z or X, but 180 should flip it over. And now we can fly down into our platform with our new roof on. Cool. We're getting there now. So they flipped over their Z axis, but it's the same thing. We do have a little bit offset values here. I suppose it's okay. You see like how this little corner is just jutting out a little bit. So what we could do, select all 4 walls. And we push this down to a 9.8, 9.9. I wonder if you can do like a bevel on it or something like that. No, obviously it's not going to be perfect, it's in the tutorial. Okay, markers completed. Next steps. You've created a monument. Okay, you've learned how to use different things. Next, you'll get a glimpse of the power you have over your game objects by doing more with components. Cool, that's all good. Wait, that was meant to be 45 minutes. Okay, this tutorial is geared towards People with less experience, I reckon. Yeah, this is what we just run through. So don't be scared of these amounts in here. It's really not 45 minutes to do stuff like this. So now we got 25 minutes. How components add functionality to game objects. It's game objects behave like a physical object instead of floating in space. Okay, this is to allow like gravity and interaction, stuff like that. We're still in the same bit. So I'm gonna move this back across. Right, create a new sphere object in the hierarchy. Move the sphere to a space inside the monument, so it's positioned mid-air above the steps. I think it basically is at the moment, isn't it? We're not above the steps here, are we? Let's go up a bit and let's come back out. And what's going to be the easiest side to work with here? Maybe over here? Yeah, let's work with this side. So let's bring our guy over here so we can see lighting interactions and stuff like that as well. Make it a bit more interesting. Okay. Position the main camera. In every new scene there is a camera like the one shown below, which we can see here. This one. Ooh, where's our cube? Our sphere even. Come back here. That's so easy to work with. Okay. This camera, named main camera, captures and displays your scene to the player as it appears in the game window. So if we go to game, this is what we see. While the scene view is where you build the scenes, the game view is a preview of the way your game appears to the player. The camera in your scene is a game object like any other. When you select it, you'll see transform component. You can change these settings. Note that scaling has no effect. Okay. So this doesn't do anything. Yeah. So. But we can tilt it down. No, not down. Ooh. So really, what we want to do is have this multi-option. And we want to reset Z and X. No. Z and Y. X is what we want to change, which is the red one. Oh, that's what have I selected here? I selected yellow. Is it because I'm not on the right axis? Yeah, that's better. That's what I wanted. And then we move you up a bit, and then back out away from the ball a bit. Nice. Don't know what this background's doing, but let's undo that. Don't want to change things. Okay, when you select the camera, you see the outlines of a pyramid-like shape called the frustrum. So that's this these dotted lines that you can see spreading up, showing us the camera view. Anything outside is not visible to the camera. When the camera is selected, you can expand the camera component in the inspector. When a camera is selected, you can expand the camera component in the inspector to open a camera preview window that shows you what's visible. I think we've already got that on here, which is I think this is what they're telling me to turn on. Which is in the inspector where though? Is that just this checkbox here? No, it seems to be on regardless of that. Physical camera. Oh wow. Oh, but yeah, no, not going to be going into all of that. Okay, we'll leave it as is. Move the camera to a position where it can see the ball and the steps below it. You can also move the camera to align it with your current scene view. Oh, that's quite interesting. So you select the hierarchy window, main camera, and Control Shift and F, which moves the camera to exactly the view that I was looking at, I think, or the view I am looking at, or the view that I was looking at. That's very useful. Okay, let's go somewhere here. The camera. We'll do Control Shift F, and that's the camera view that I want. Is it still following where I'm looking though? Or is it just because I feel like it wasn't moving around as much when but yeah, it's not changing as I move here, even though is that because I've got the camera selected? Maybe. Yeah, let's move in closer to the ball. Hit the play button to run the game. Nothing happens. Oh no, is it just taking a few seconds to jump over? Yeah. Okay. Notice that nothing is happening at the moment. This is because you still need to apply a component to the sphere to tell how to interact with the physics of the game. In this case, you need to make it solid so it reacts to gravity. Right, remember when you created the sphere? That was inside a cube. Objects in the physical world don't exist inside other objects this way, but in a Unity scene by default, objects don't have mass or respond to gravity. Okay, to make an object behave like a real-world physical object, you can give it physical properties by adding a rigid body component. Select the sphere. So we go back to scene view, we select the sphere. Yep. Oh, or we could have done it here. Yep. Select add component. Right. And we're looking for use the search bar to find rigid body. Nope. And there we go. We had some gravity effect there. Right, and then if we play, nothing happens. Wait, it didn't save. Okay, let's move it further in. Because just seeing what it's meant to be doing. Yeah, there we go. Oh, and it's we just falls right. Okay, because there's no floor, obviously. Right. So when we click on this, we go to game. How do we then click play? Oh wait, I was in play view there, so that's why it already occurred. So now we click play. Maybe it just landed directly on the middle of a square. So we click play now. Oh god, it's struggling. Right, stop play. Move it a bit further forward again. Click play. Let's see. Drop and roll down. Nice. Okay. For physics best practices, see this tutorial. So there's another tutorial to go to, but this is intermediate. Okay, we might come back to something like that because I think that's jumping a bit further forward for what we're looking at the moment. Experiment with falling objects. Try variations of this exercise. Move the sphere, game object, and the main camera to get the results you want. More things to try. Add more spheres with rigid body components at varying heights. Add other primitives to see how they behave. Drop objects in different places and rotate the monument object. So yeah, let's start with that. Let's see if we rotate the whole monument. Let's go this way, and then we move our sphere up. Oh no, sphere a bit more, and then what we're going to need to do is to move our camera a bit. So we do F. No. Oh, that's useful. So Control Shift F moves whatever you're selected to your camera position. By the looks of it, might be wrong. Let's rotate you a little bit back. It's not quite as extreme. But if we select the camera, Control Shift F, and then click play. See how it rolls off to the other side. Wow, that doesn't feel very realistic, to be honest. But maybe if we look at the side view of that, we might have just accidentally perfectly lined up to be a catch for the ball. Now, if the ball goes higher, is there more momentum that makes it bounce more? Let's see. Nope. Just falls quite unnaturally in my view. So let's do another couple of these. And we're going to move some of these around a little bit. And we'll move you down and we'll move you over that side. And now let's see what happens. It's probably going to be 3 balls falling stop. Okay, 2 of them moved away. Yeah, interesting. Just so happens to be that this one gets caught by the looks of it. But considering that was just click a button and now it's got gravity, quite simple to do. And the other one was add different primitives. So let's go with a ragdoll. Let's not go with a ragdoll. A tree. You just click tree and then you got a tree. Does look like it. Now that's it's an optimized tree as well. I know I'm definitely jumping the gun here, but Let's just do a small tree and give it gravity and see what happens. You only figure things out when you try them. Let's try and give it. Oh, it's very thin. And we add rigid body here. Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. Oh, it doesn't have collision, right? How does that just, yeah, it just fell through then. Definitely above, yeah. How do you add collision? Collision detection. Continuous, maybe? Constraints? No? Info. I mean, we're just guessing at things here. Who knows? No, that's not it. But that's not important. Next steps. Right. Seeing how to add properties to game objects through components. You use rigid body component to make game object respond to the gravity in the game view. You also saw how the game view differs from the scene view, and you manipulated the main camera angle to change the game view display. Next, you'll add more components to make game objects look more realistic. Cool. Mark all as complete and continue. Do that. I do want to see if that's saved that I didn't finish the previous one. Just quickly. Yeah, cool. Right, create effects for 3D game objects. Just have a quick scan of this. Looks like we're doing a new scene here. Oh no. We've still got that there. Yes, it's just about to get to 3 o'clock here, so you're here from my YouTube channel. Wait, how's that? That's coming through. It's not much of a YouTube channel. Yeah, I've literally only just started using it. It's going okay. We've been just following through the tutorials. Very, very basic stuff at the moment. We've got a scene set up where we just built this monument structure, and we've dropped some spheres into it and added gravity so that they roll along. So this is my first time touching any of these sort of engines. I followed the Blender tutorial that Blender Guru did for the donut that everyone does as their first thing, but other than that I haven't really used any 3D software. But I do web development and programming kind of stuff for my day job, so hopefully the programming side of things is going to be quick to pick up. But yeah, I feel like giving it a go. Thanks. Yeah, I've been this whole stream today has been basically the first time really using Unity. So it's been an interesting progress. And then I've also been like playing around with restream, so it's on Twitch and YouTube at the same time, and figuring all that kind of stuff out. So there's a lot of OBS stuff that I'm learning as well. I've been streaming on Twitch for like maybe about a month, a bit over a month, but just like gameplay stuff. So there's a lot more things to learn on that as well. But yeah, all the channels are probably going to be pretty bare at the moment. Hoping to make more content as I do more. But yeah, I was just saying it's just got to 3 o'clock here, so I think I'm going to be wrapping up the stream here and getting some sleep. But thanks for dropping in. I'm sorry. Yeah, I have got an idea for a few games that I want to make. I have got some horror game based ideas that I think will be one of my like major games to start with. But obviously I'm gonna have to do some like tutorial games and stuff like that beforehand to figure out how to create them. But yeah, along the ideas of like going into haunted houses and figuring out what's haunting it, that kind of stuff. But that'll be, I don't know. I know that games take ages to make, so I'm not going to put any estimates on times around that just yet. But yeah, thanks for dropping in. It's a little typo there. I would be tempted, but I think I need a bit more sleep to stay being able to continue on this. I mean, already my brain's shutting down. You can tell. So unfortunately not this time. But thanks for dropping by. And I'm probably gonna be doing quite a few of these Unity streams the next couple of days. Oh, thanks for the follow as well. I don't know if that comes up on restream, which is a bit annoying. No, I have to figure out how to get alerts to go through to restream chat instead of just Twitch chat. But yeah, next week or so, I'm probably going to be doing like daily streams, a bit more regular UK time work on this, because I want to like power through all the tutorials and then start doing some small games. So yeah, if you're interested in that, I'll be there. But yeah, thanks for dropping by, and catch you next time, hopefully. Cheers.